Many of us break into a cold sweat at the thought of cooking a meal with our children. We would rather pull our teeth out than be subjected to all that mess. Yet Eve Reed, paediatric nutritionist, gives us some thought-provoking tips on the benefit of doing just that. As children get older, they like to influence what you're eating or, ask for particular meals.
Mm-hmm.
How important is it that children are engaged and maybe making the meals as they get older? What kind of influence does that have on them?
Oh, I think it's very important that they learn about food from an early age, that they can have basic cooking skills is very important for when they leave home, because really what we're aiming for is to produce an independent adult at the end of the day.
Yes.
And so it's important to teach them about what a meal, what's in a nutritious meal, and give them that example night after night. Of course, there's going to be nights when, we have takeaway, we go out for dinner. That's all part of being a family.
Yes.
But even when we do that, it's up to them, what they eat from what's on offer. Involving children in cooking and learning about food and learning about where food comes from and basic cooking skills are something that we should be teaching our children throughout their childhood. As well, when they're a little bit older, say primary school, we can sit down with them and say, you can choose one meal that the family's having this week.
Yes.
What would you like? And what would you like? And so it's not about being draconian and saying, this is what there is and you've got to eat it.
Yes.
It's also incorporating their likes into the menu, into the family menu.
What a lovely way of making a child feel part of the running of a family than to include them in the preparation and the decision making on a meal. And even if they just say, well, I would like cutlets for dinner, you can organise the rest. You're not just going to serve up a plate of cutlets, but that's a really lovely way. As children get older, beyond primary school, they get access to money and they're given more freedom to be independent. Obviously, we're trying to train them up, but they make food choices for themselves. How can we make sure that, as well as giving them their independence, that we're still meeting their nutritional needs?
We're not going to influence everything that they do as adolescents, and they will be influenced by their peer group. But basically, in lots of areas of their life, what they've learnt over those pre-adolescent years is really going to stick with them for the rest of their lives, even though as adolescents they're going to take risks and they're going to eat, food that we wouldn't really have at home, and they're going to go out with their peers and eat, what we call extra foods or unnecessary foods, but that's all part of their experience. But you'll find that if they've had that basic grounding at home during their earlier years, they'll come out the other end knowing what a basic meal is and be able to prepare themselves food. During adolescence, there's quite a lot of research showing that adolescents that have family meals do much better academically, emotionally, psychologically. So it is really important during the adolescent years to still have family meals where possible. Obviously, it becomes less structured because, this one might have soccer training till late and that one's got ballet and this one's... But where possible, to sit down as a family has been shown to be very beneficial to adolescents.
So I guess it's time to take a big breath and get into the kitchen with our children. If that is what it takes to create independent people capable of creating a nutritious meal, then the mess becomes secondary.